Talk to you briefly this morning about basil. We have a huge trial going on here as part of the trials we do every year at this community garden, and one of the plants being trialed this year is basil. And the important thing about these 6 different varieties that we're going in the garden, and we'll just kind of pan through them, is that they're all downy mildew resistant varieties. So basil in the recent years has come under fire, much like our impatiens, that they get downy mildew during the growing season, and that's not good for when you're trying to grow it and use it, or just have a healthy plant. So these are varieties that we are going through right now. They were made back, they started from seed, all of these, in a greenhouse approximately mid-April. So about 8 weeks later, on May 23rd, they were planted out in the garden. So important things to know about basil for growing is you need to lag and plant them late in the garden, as late as possible. We need soil temperatures above 50 degrees and nighttime temperatures above 50 degrees. That's critically important for basil to grow healthily. Other things about basil really quickly as you go through, most of these are all a Genovese, which is that kind that you like to use in culinary cooking to make your pestos and your Italian dishes. So we're looking at, this is Propera, very large right now compared to this guy. This is Rutgers Obsession, then Rutgers Devotion. These are all clearly labeled in the garden, so if you come and join us or drop by, you can see them. This smaller one is called Everleaf, coming down to Emerald Tower, and then Murihana, which I believe this is more of a Thai basil parentage from India, rather than these Italian Genovese types. So the important thing about basil when you're growing it is to always make sure that you're keeping this fabulous green leafy texture. So if you get anything that's starting to come out that's kind of round and it looks kind of ruffly, that's a flower, and you need to pinch that back. It will alter the flavor of your leaves and you won't like it probably as much in your cooking. So in general, growing these, and this will be done to all the basil varieties out here. As it's going through a growing season, I brought this pot today, and you pinch it back. So that does a couple of things. One, it keeps it from flowering as quickly, and 2, it'll give you a bushier plant. It'll give you a plant that will give you at least 2, 3, 4 times as much leaf production as just letting it go without that. So simply what you do is you look at the leaf stem, and coming down here you have a bunch of leaves, and a bunch of leaves. I'm going to go down to this one. You just reach right in, and with scissors or with your fingers pinching it off, you just pinch it off. And if you look, then the stalk is half the size, half the height it was, but there's a couple of sets of leaves, and those will grow now and double your production. And if I continue to do that with the plant, I immediately have some harvest to go use in the kitchen that night, and then the plant is going to get twice as big around. So this is Sherry coming to you from the South St. Paul Community Gardens, and enjoy your basil this summer.